So empty water skin. Yeah. All right. All fold up on water. And now we are off to Riverwood, friends. Off to Riverwood. Pack this up. Little light breakfast. Cheese, apple. This is an uncooked potato, which sounds awful, so we won't be eating that. Yeah, that's it, basically. But we shed all the weight from that wood, so we can run now. That's helpful. So here's the plan. I think we're going to get to Riverwood. We're going to sell off some stuff. Then I'm going to take another quick break. Okay. 5 to 10 minutes tops. Then we're going to come back and resume. And I am not sure... Hey, wait a minute. Hey, you.
Oh, did you need something?
Yes? Yeah.
Didn't I see you guys up the trail before?
Good morning.
You got things to sell
Yes.
or what? Can you sell things?
Good morning.
Yeah. What have you got for sale?
Take a look.
These are the guys that I think we cleared those bandits out with. He's got potions. I'm interested in whether or not he'll buy some of this extra stuff. And he will. And he has gold to spend. This is amazing. So let's sell some heavy stuff. Okay. Iron arrows. We're keeping those. Warhammers. We can sell those. Steel arrows we're keeping. Mace. Sword. War axe. We still got money. Okay. Barbarian armor. Huh. I didn't know I had picked that up, but we'll sell that. Fine boots, fine clothes. This is kind of the regulation Stormcloak stuff, so I'm going to have to keep that. Robes. The old iron armor that we're not using anymore. Iron buckler. Yeah, that's going to go. Some robes. Painted hide shield. Can all go. Got this garnet ring. That can go. This Imperial officer's helmet. Took that as a souvenir, so took that for a slightly different reason. So I'm not going to sell that. I've got some books. Spell book I can sell. That I can sell. Song of Pelennor, Volume 4. I picked that one out because I thought I might be interested in reading it, so we're going to keep that one. And that's great. Excellent. Made some money. Got stuff sold off before we even got to Riverwood. Hey, be safe out there, and thank you for the help at that tower. Okay. So at this point, Riverwood, we know roughly where Riverwood is, but we're going to stick to the road to make sure we actually get there. So we find ourselves currently in the service of both Ulfric Stormcloak and Jarl Bulgriff at the same time. There are some conflicts, obviously. Oakheart, no, it's not a custom weapon, but it is from a mod. So in Skyrim Legacy, that mod is called Gosu's Weapon Pack. In SE, it's called More Weapons Please. It's just a dagger that comes from that mod. I like how it looks because it looks like it's more something that Sagramore would have created himself at the farm. It's got more of a rugged look to it. So it looks functional, but it also looks homemade, and that's what I like about it. It's really nothing fancy. It's just different, and I like that it's different. I like that it doesn't look like any of the standard daggers in game. So that's why I have it. This sword, Oathkeeper, also comes from the same package. right, let's hoof it. Another beautiful day. So I kind of like how these, even though there were some issues with the dialogue, I like how these two quest lines sort of fit together. I like the idea that Balgruuf would basically, you know, he understands that this rather capable-looking warrior has arrived to deliver a message, but sort of refuses to accept the message until we do something for him, sort of like paying homage. I think that kind of fits with everything that's going on in Skyrim right now too, and the fact that Jarl Balgruuf is sort of undecided. He still considers himself to be somewhat neutral, like he hasn't picked a side. It's almost as if he wants the various sides in this fight to sort of prove to him that they're worth supporting. And so now Sagramore is in this position where not only does he have to deliver the axe as a message, but he also finds himself in the uncomfortable position of having to act as an ambassador as well and sort of prove that the Stormcloaks are worthwhile. And so there's the that just adds pressure for him to perform these tasks for the Jarl. So there's no way that Sagramore, being who he is, would say no, because he would be very concerned that he might be doing something that would risk Ulfric's position or possibly embarrass Ulfric as well. So he's going to do whatever he thinks is in the best interest of the Stormcloaks, and it's in their best interest for him to take care of this for Balgruuf and earn his trust and appreciation. So we're going to have to perform these tasks. But that scenario actually fits quite well with how this character is mapped out. So, all right, let's stop in here, see if we can acquire some food. What we're really looking for is some meat to add to the diet. So, the non-aggressive wolves are from a mod.
This is an ode to Skyrim's staunch protectors,
Are you
the
listening?
Imperials.
Hard not to.
It is actually a mod that's created by a friend of the channel. So,
We got rooms and food. Drink, too. I cook. Let's sate that appetite,
what do you got from food? Cooked beef, I'll take that. Grilled chicken, I'll take that. I'll take a meat pie. Yeah, Sagramore can eat, man. He can eat. Partial to ale. Gonna take that. And some bread.
Until next time.
Did you hear me?
Yep, ale's going bad.
Got potatoes in your
I
ears?
guess you don't have potatoes in your ears after all. Just make sure we get a fresh batch soon.
Have you always been that ugly? Let me know if you want anything.
What? Did you just say to me? Yeah,
Fight or die well.
he was at the first battle with me, so I'm going to assume that that's
Lucan yelling the other day
friendly
about a
sort of
thief breaking into a
collegial
store.
ribbing, right?
It wasn't me, honest.
All right. There's a blacksmith here. We'll go and talk to him. Yeah, there he is. We'll talk to him while we gnaw on this piece of cooked beef.
Ain't every day we get visitors in Riverwood.
Mm-hmm. What have you got for
Looking to
sale?
protect yourself or deal some damage.
Protection. Protection, sir. Boom, boom, ba-doom, boom. Steel armor. That is yet a step above what we've got, but we can't afford it. We could, however, get started on a set. We could purchase ourselves a pair of decent gauntlets or something like that and kind of work our way up to it, but I don't think we're there yet.
Aye.
I don't think Sagramore is at that point where he would be willing to start buying high-priced items. I think he would be pretty conservative with his money at this point. All right. So we've got a map that's marked with where we need to go. Let's get to the trailhead, and then we'll take our little break. Katie Bryson, you return just in time for us to take a 5 or 10 minute break. So, welcome back and goodbye. So yeah, I'm going to take 5 or 10 minutes here at the head of the trail to Bleak Falls Barrow. And when we return, we will be tackling Bleak Falls Barrow, and Sagramore will attempt to unlock its secrets. All right? Thank you all very much. I'll see you in about 5 or 10. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So, we left off here at the trailhead. Let's see. So we're going to go confront the evil lying within Bleak Falls Barrow. Of course, we don't know there's evil there. What we know is that there's some kind of stone tablet that is supposedly going to help Jarl Bulgriff in his efforts to defend his hold from the dragons. So, firstly, what I'd like to say is, once again, the beer for this chapter comes once again from the Panic Monk. So thank you, Joe. This is another Fulton brew, but this one is the Continental Pilsner. Continental Pilsner. So, anyway, thank you once again, Joe, for providing the refreshments for this evening's entertainment. So, one of the things I want to do here is, of course, this is all about the Mortal Blade character concept. So I want to read to you the preface for the Mortal Blade character build concept document, which I think captures in just a few sentences what the Mortal Blade is really all about. And understand that this is... excuse me. I had a pretzel stuck in my tooth. This is a role that the character is growing into, and the Mortal Blade is not an organization. It is not an affiliation. It is not a brotherhood. It is nothing like that. It is an individual. It is an individual as I've crafted it. It is an individual who has taken it upon himself to do this task, and he's got something buried deep within his soul that tells him that this is what he must do. So here is kind of the preface or the elevator pitch in the concept document for what the Mortal Blade is. Okay. I'm going to make some adjustments here to increase the epicness. No. As the dragons rise, so does the Mortal Blade, otherwise known as Joor Tuz. That would be the dragon tongue for Mortal Blade. Born of the land, forged in the fires of war, tempered by honor, and honed to a razor-sharp edge by the breath of dragons, the Mortal Blade is the spiritual embodiment of the dragon slayers of generations long past, the ancient and mighty wielders of Thu'um who came before. These men and women of legend have entrusted their voices to to the one deep enough of spirit and strong enough of will to win the battle they could not. The mortal blade stands apart from the people of Skyrim as a bulwark against the rising and apocalyptic agents of corruption that threaten us all. Ooh, goosebumpy. No. The reason I wanted to read that is because it alludes to something that's rather important and very different about the way that the Mortal Blade views the word walls. So, we know that in ages past, the dragons have threatened mankind. This we know from the histories. Ooh. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yes, I much prefer this mod to fighting every damn wolf in the place. We know that dragon fighters have risen from ages past and fought the dragon threat. And so when we talk about the Mortal Blade, there are different places within Skyrim that have been dubbed by the Mortal Blade as places of power or importance. And one of the most important places in Skyrim is the Word Wall. And the Mortal Blade views the Word Wall as basically a receptacle, if you will, to hold the memories of a particular word wielded by a particular dragon slayer. So it's almost as if he views each word wall as a tombstone to a dragon slayer that came before. And he views his ability to learn a word from each of these walls as a gift from a dragon slayer of ages past to him, the dragon slayer of the present, in an effort to try and help him perform the task at hand, which is to defeat the dragons. So that's the basics, that's the premise upon which we are viewing these word walls right now. And that becomes much more intense as we go forward. Oh, are we doing this?
You picked a bad time to get lost, friend.
Tell you what, when you start running, I can stab you in the back.
Come on. Come on. Ooh, he's doing a tactical retreat. That's good. I need to recover some stamina. Oh, yeah. Eat my spiked shield, bitch. Huh. I'm going to take your helm just in case. Ooh, a steel ingot. That could come in handy. We'll take that. Okay, my epic reading is done now, so I'm going to adjust the effects volume here. Okay. Let's see what this guy's got. Gold. We'll take that. Gold for the cause. All right. So I am going to... We'll go to apparel. Since it's getting cold, we'll put the mantle on here. Anybody else? No? Ah. That's good. So that little reading should give you something of an indication as to what this character is all about. And my view is that it probably takes at least the first 30 levels probably about 30 levels or so before the Mortal Blade really comes into his own. And by that I mean before he has the military and political clout to pull off some of the things that the Mortal Blade would do. And get away with some stuff too as well. I mean, being a Thane is going to be relatively important to this character from a roleplay perspective, not necessarily because this is a character who's interested in titles, but because the ability to roleplay a scenario where we break a law and the Jarls are kind of forced to let it go, I think plays well. Yeah. Okay. We got range weapon threats.
Split your belly like an old.
Shield up.
Yeah. Open.
There it is. Blah. Die. Very good. You died well. What do you got? Ooh, worker loaf. I love that. Nothing much else of consequence. The idea is that when Sagramore gets higher level, when the Mortal Blade starts to become known, you want to try and create a scenario where he looks the part and intimidation is a factor and he throws his weight around and he can be almost boorish, if you will, where he comes into a city and makes demands, I love that whole concept. So, and there are some game mechanics that will allow us to do that. Hey, come on. Ooh. Arrows. Yeah. Bandits. Oh, look at that. That's badass. Oh, arrow's gone. That's locked. Gold. Mead. Mead is good. All right. Let's try and pick this lock. We're not above that yet. He's still a pretty hard-boiled warrior, I would say. So he would take the gold. But like I said earlier, eventually we're going to reach a point where he's going to look at these chests and he's going to look at the lockpick tools in his hand and he's going to be thinking to himself, these are the tools of a criminal, and that's not who I want to be. And he's going to shed that because he doesn't want that to be any part of who he is or who he believes himself to be. So there are aspects of things that he does now that we are going to see go away over the next few levels. And what I'm always doing here is I'm thinking about that in the back of my head, and I'm looking for great opportunities to do these things. Like side quest type situations where maybe somebody entices him to steal something and he does it and then feels like shit about it and decides that that's not something he wants to be part of his life. And there's a lot of opportunities to do that when it comes to stealing things, when it comes to consuming alcohol, all that kind of stuff. And you could make this guy as straight-laced as you wanted him to be. At this point, I'm thinking as well, he's gonna be maybe a little bit averse to digging through urns We just looked at one in the past there. And this is one of these things that's really kind of interesting, because I feel like when the Mortal Blade really becomes the spiritual warrior, he's going to be conflicted about this stuff. Idiot. So, because there's part of him, right, that is going to be looking at it as sort of sacrilege, like he's being a grave robber, but there's also part of him that, as he gets further into the Alduin questline, is going to start to gain a much deeper understanding of who the dragon priests were and what the dragon cult represented, and begin to see these places not as burial chambers so much as temples to perverted gods. And then his attitudes about looting them might change, but he's not really there yet. So, all right, what do we got? Snake. I can't even tell you how many hundreds of times I've played through Bleak Falls Barrow. Never get tired of it, really. Okay. We're inside now, so we've got a moment. Let's kind of relax a bit. Have a little lunch, ale, bread, chicken breast, swig of water. There we go. And let's hope we got this right. And I think we did. Now, the other thing that's interesting about this character is it's not very often that we will see Sagramore use stealth, like go into stealth mode like this. That will happen very seldom. He will tend to just walk upright through barrows, not worrying about concealing himself, because he's about battle. He wants to close. He wants battle. Okay, this is kind of a thieving-focused book. We're not going to take it. What's in here? Still feels like a burial chamber. What do we got here? Guard up. Guard up. Come. Wow. That may be the first time I've descended these steps without getting bit by a skeever. Awesome. Scroll. Poison. No thank you. All right.
Is someone coming? Is that you, Hartnir? Joor Tuz.
Somebody needs help. Yeah. Yeah. Spiders. Disgusting. Ah. Oh, dead. Well, I missed my power attack. That's a problem. Even after I got past all the goddamn skeevers. That sucks. All right. Back we go. I did a charging power attack, but it didn't seem to happen. We need stamina. Okay. So, pretty much all the same here. I think we agreed that picking this lock was okay. And taking the gold. However, since we have another opportunity to come through this a second time, I'm going to refrain from taking anything from that urn, which I did last time. And that's... I was thinking about whether or not I should take anything from that urn, and that's what brought up the conversation point. So I'm not going to do it this time, because I'm thinking he wouldn't. This, first of all, it's not useful. Second of all, I'm still thinking he wouldn't take it. And I'm wondering if maybe he might even border on being a little bit superstitious about the idea of taking something from the dead.
You picked a bad time to get lost.
Come on. You missed. Keep that guard up. We're out of stamina, so I can't shield block him quite yet. There we go. Ooh, this guy's tough.
I'll carve you into pieces.
He's not connecting with us, though, for whatever reason. That was a good fight. I'm somewhat impressed. All right. Let's remove the mantle. Okay, so here we figured out was snake. Snake. Whale. All right. We are going to be much more respectful of that giant spider this time around. I will tell you that for sure. Okay. Thief. Taking the level, but not taking the book. Try our skeever technique again. Shield up. Where's that last one? Did that thing successfully bite me? I'm not sure that it did. I can't tell. Or if I was still recovering damage from the fight with a bandit. Okay, let's quick save here, since we know this is a trouble spot.
Is someone coming? Is that you, Hocknear? Bjorn? Soling?
All right, hang on. All right, big nasty spider on the way.
No, not again. Help! Get it away from me! Get it away!
All right, come on, you bastard.
Don't let it get me! Help!
Oh, fucker! You fucker! Oh. God damn it. Let's look. Do I even have any potions? Well, yeah, I've got some minor healing potions.
Is someone coming? Is that you, Hocknear? Bjorn? Soling?
Alright. Missing too many attacks. That's part of my problem. Normally, with every other character, this is a confrontation where I use ranged weapons. No, I'm not using fire. He doesn't use magic, dude. He is a warrior, pure and simple. So, no fire, no ranged weapons. But, thank you for joining the stream, nonetheless. I do appreciate it. I want to bring that spider in close.
Don't let it get me! Help!
Okay. Come closer. Come on, you bastard. He's gonna spit at me again.
Kill it! Kill it! Kill it! Kill it!
Ooh.
Kill it! Kill it!
Come on.
Get it away from me! Get it away!
Okay, I'm gonna draw it in. Hopefully it'll come in closer.
Don't let it get me! Help!
What I want is I'd like it to come to the door, and then I'm gonna rush it with a power attack, and then
away from
hopefully
me.
backpedal. Come on.
Get it away from me! Get it away!
All right, well, let's just go for it. Get. Well, the getting's good. Woo!
Don't let it get me! Help!
Okay, well, we took a bite out of him, not a big one. He's a tough customer.
Don't let it get me! Help!
Ah, you son of a
Don't let
bitch.
it get me! Help!
All right, let's see how bad the effect is there.
Kill
Oh, yeah. The poison compounded with
it!
the spider's regular attack is
Don't let it get
nasty.
me! Help!
Okay.
Keep it away from me!
This is not an iron sword. I think it's classified as steel,
Help!
perhaps. Okay, come on in.
Kill it! Kill it! Kill it! Kill it!
Yes! Oh, dear God in heaven. Woo! I was working on a fighting retreat there.
Help me! Help!
That worked out all right. Third time was the charm. And he actually didn't do any damage to us there either in that last barrage. That was pretty good. I'll take that any day of the week. Okay.
Get me out of here!
You find yourself in a pickle,
over here.
Dunmer. Why should I cut you out? Fine.
It's coming loose. I can feel it. You fool. Why should I share the treasure with anyone?
Treasure? I'm not here for treasure. Do you know anything about a tablet? All right, idiot. Well, I'm happy to let him run ahead if that's what he cares to do. Where did he go? Oh. Oh, jeez.
That's the best you can do.
Oh boy, here we go. Come on. We're going to lead them back. Tactical retreat. Looking for a point where they can only attack me one at a time, like right about here. There we go. This plays to our strengths a little bit more, or our weaknesses, I guess. All right. Our commander called these bone walkers. I don't know what to make of them. Okay, well, we don't know who this guy was, but we know he was a fool and got himself killed. Ah, what's this? Okay. Let's have a look. My fingers are trembling. The golden claw is finally in my hands, and with it the power of the ancient Nordic heroes. That fool, Lucan Valerius, had no idea that his favorite store decoration was actually the key to Bleak Falls Barrow. Now I just need to get to the Hall of Stories and unlock the door. The legend says there is a test that the Nords put in place to keep the unworthy away, but that when you have the golden claw, The solution is in the palm of your hands. All right. Well, obviously, the journal, it tells us that we need to keep the claw. So we'll hang on to it. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. All right. We better do the whole tactical retreat here if we can. Okay. Yes. None of that. That shield up. Woo! This guy's taking licks. Ah, nice. Whew. That'll wear a fella out. Let's level. Okay. So, as per our routine, this one is going to go into health. We are alternating health and stamina. We invested in entry-level one-handed, entry-level block last time. So, perk point number 3, we are going to invest in heavy armor. Okay. These 3 are going to be key, I think, for us to start with. But there are, with this character build, some kind of unexpected aspects of... there are some unexpected aspects of crafting with this character that might be a bit surprising. One is that at higher levels, Joor Tuz invests significantly in enchanting. Okay, we're going to turn this off in case we need to retreat. You never know. Nice. That felt good. Huh. Come on. Bring it. Bring it. Dispatched. Okay. I don't want to get stuck in this oil. Shield up. And I'm getting stuck in the oil, so let's retreat quickly. Back beyond it. Come on. God dang it. Come on. Back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up. Let's draw them out a little bit. Prefer to fight these fuckers one at a time if I can. Ah, one good shield bash is all it took there. There it is. Nice job, Sag. Oy. Alright, this is one of those times when potion is definitely worthwhile here. Okay. So on the crafting side of things, the Mortal Blade is not a big potion maker. He is, however, a smith and will do enchanting. But his enchantments are really very, very focused. They're focused on improving his armor and weapons very specifically. improving his battle situation. And that tends to be specifically with regard to fighting dragons. So that is why we don't really see a lot of investment in enchanting for this character concept until we get to high levels. He connected on that last one. I didn't get the shield up in time. That's all right, though. We got some good licks in before that point, so... And like I said before, we're passing up a lot of loot, but we're passing it up for the sake of roleplay, so... The time will come when he will pass up less loot, but we are not there yet, so... Another bone walker. Come, prove your worth. Hmm? Ooh. Right up under the sternum. Ooh, we're taking a good beating, though. This is great, though. The more we exchange blows with these guys, the better combat feels, and the more we level. So, I like that. I like the combat experience we're gaining through this. What I also like about Skyrim is... On the surface, it can seem like a relatively unsophisticated combat system, and compared to some other games, it is. But there is something to be said for sizing up combat and, you know, using the right combination of timed blocks and strikes, stuff like that. So I think you can make it more sophisticated than a button mashing exercise if you want to. Okay, now, this one, I'm going to quick save here, because this guy is kind of tough. Okay. I decided to recreate Sagramore. How so? I created a first level character and named him Sagramore. This is the first time I've played Sagramore through in SE, and the first time I've played the Mortal Blade through as a character concept since probably 2012, 13, unless you count the research I did for the original document. Okay, let's use our mobility here if we can. There we go. Whew. He beat us up pretty good, but could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse. I kind of have a tactic that I like to use here. And a lot of times it involves... If I'm not in a good situation to get a charging power attack, the charging a power attack with this character is critical. But at low level, it's not very useful. Not until we get some more perks under our belt, you know? So usually what I'll do is if I'm in a position where I can't get a charging power attack in, I will try and block the first strike and then get 2 regular strikes in as I peel off to the side or float backwards. So a lot of times that will allow me to get a couple strikes in while also being out of range of their counterattack, which works out pretty good. So, okay. All right. This one is a little bit more dicey. I sort of feel like these are closer together. And at this level, that can be an issue. Yep. Whoa. Okay, who do we got here? Let's not give this guy any time if we can help it. Kneecap him. And I saw an archer up above. We'll use the terrain to our advantage. Okay, our archer is second in line. Let's go after the archer first. Oh, god damn. That plan didn't work. Alright, let's see if I can get through here this time like I did last time. It went pretty well. God damn it. God damn. Alright, we're in a little bit different situation this time. So let's beat on this guy. Alright. Now we gotta pull back and recover a little bit before we take on these other two. My strategy before was to eliminate the archer, because I was worried he was going to peck away at me. But that doesn't do any good if I let the other guy get an attack on my exposed flank, especially with a two-handed weapon. Okay, now we're in a better situation. Okay, where is he? Gotcha. There we go. That strategy was much better. Okay. Let's have a look here. Jesus. We're leveling quickly. That's a nice thing about low level. You get that satisfaction of leveling quite often. The Hall of Stories. Now, we have seen one of these before. Sagramore knows what he's dealing with at this point, because we have encountered one of these when fighting for the Storm Cloaks earlier. So, let us have a look. So, yeah, we have the Ebony Claw from last time. So, the Golden Claw, we know to work the same way. So, bear, moth, owl. Okay. Roger that. All right. There we go. Let's do it. Wow. Bats. Whoa. Okay. So at this point, Sagramore has encountered one of these word walls before. He's starting to get, he's getting the impression, obviously. He knows there's something important about them. He knows that there's something that he experienced in that last word wall that none of the other men who were with him experienced. So that lets him know that there's something about these word walls that's important to him individually. Now, I won't say that he's put all the pieces together yet, and that probably won't happen officially until he talks to the Greybeards. But still, he is a thinking man, so he's going to be thinking about this quite a lot. He knows there's something here that he can read. And he feels a sense of power in the exchange, obviously. Oh. Come on. Oh. Ooh. That was new. Ow. Come on. Yeah. There you go. See, now, that's what I love about this character, right? It's like a nice stand-up fight with the Overlord at the beginning, whereas a lot of other characters that are, especially mages or archer specialists, I would kind of tap dance around and stay at range. Sometimes it just feels good to get in close. And that's what I've always enjoyed about this character. Okay, there's something important about this weapon. So we're going to take that as well. We're going to look in here. And we're not going to touch any of that. Because to him, it still feels like grave robbing. The sword, taking the sword, I'm justifying as spoils of war kind of thing. In the same way that he took the Imperial officer's helm as a trophy, he took that sword for a similar reason. That's how I am dealing with that. But pretty much all the rest of the loot in Bleak Falls Barrow he's left behind. Alright. So now he's asking himself, is this the end? Am I done? I've got the tablet. Yes, this is a custom character build. You can see the character build document by going to mortalblade.charactercrusade.com. This is a character build that I put together quite some time ago, and I am playing it through again because I love the build very much, and it seemed like a fun thing to do in a live stream. So, we are starting at Ground Zero, Level 1. Sagramor, the Mortal Blade. And he is not the Mortal Blade yet, but he is working up to that. All right. So, we have retrieved the item requested by Jarl Balgruuf. And at this point, I think originally Sagramor was pretty annoyed because he felt like he was being jerked around. Balgruuf was basically saying, I am not going to accept this axe that you're delivering to me from Ulfric Stormcloak until you perform these tasks for me or basically jump through these hoops. This is a character that does not like being messed with. So that rubbed him the wrong way. However, with every venture he takes into these barrows and these different locations, he's learning more about himself. You know, so every one of these things that he encounters provides a little clue or is a little kernel of information that will eventually sort of come together and allow him to form the ideology that will become the ideology of the Mortal Blade. So every single encounter, there's something of value to be found there. Oh, who are you?
Hello. Hello there, friend. How lucky for you to chance upon a bard on the road.
What are you doing out here in the middle of nowhere?
The best tales are those of adventure. Who could truly write such a tale without first experiencing such.
Right. Good luck to you. Okay. Okay, so, thank you, Omnic. I appreciate those kind words. There was a lot of work and research that went into creating that character concept document. It's a pretty exhaustive document in and of itself, but I also did a lot of research when I created it, and created a series of videos called The Mortal Blade. There is a Mortal Blade series on CouchWarrior TV YouTube channel. If you want to check it out, it's about 21 or 22 episodes, I think, where I was play testing this character concept at high level. And when the time came to do a live stream, I thought, wow, maybe what I should do is do Mortal Blade, but start at the very beginning and just kind of play it through. So this is going to be pretty much a live stream only kind of a deal. But it'll be a chance for me to have an experience with this character from level 1 onward, which is something I haven't done with this concept since 2012. So that'll be kind of cool. All right, so we are basically on our way back to see Jarl Balgruuf again. Now, in the interest of time, as I did before, I think what I'll do is I'll fast travel. I'll just fast travel to the gates of the city, which I think for now I've established that the way I'm going to use fast travel here is that I may use it occasionally when it's something like a fetch quest kind of a thing, where I'm retracing my footsteps and I know that I have confronted every enemy along the way. So that's kind of my approach at the moment, just because I want to maximize our time on the stream rather than spending a whole bunch of time running across territory we covered a half an hour before.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't believe this dragon stuff. What I want is Jarl Balgruuf to accept this axe from Ulfric Stormcloaks